All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Assassination Classroom, Season 2, Episode 18. It's the final showdown.
Except, it's going to be with Karma and Nagisa, and then we've also got our sneaky boy who's survived this thing as well.
Indeed.
Who might be the last remaining standing.
Right. The final piece of
there.
the puzzle to make sure that Nagisa's team wins. But
exactly.
Nagisa's team could lose. Like, that'd be an interesting way to take it.
It would be.
Yeah.
But Nagisa's got to win.
He's gotta win. He's gotta win. We've gotta save Koro-sensei. We're not gonna assassinate him.
No, definitely not. Even though we might end up being forced to.
Yep.
Which would suck. But we are in the middle of our red versus blue, civil war battle here, and Nagisa just had like a triple, quadruple kill.
It was glorious.
what pentakill?
Yeah.
What's the Halo announcer? Things like you're on Rampage. Or
I don't know. I think Rampage is Halo,
Rampage,
but Pentakill is League of Legends, I think, and I don't play that game.
Oh, well, I think it's used in multiple games because it's just
probably
most teams are usually around 5 or 6.
But the point is, it is down to him, and it is down to Karma.
Yes.
So,
y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Oh!
What?
Oh!
What?
All right.
God! Yeah, this is the highlight. Okay. Well, no. Now it is a one-on-one.
All right.
Hiroto, you should have just waited in the background. Well,
all right.
I was thinking I was all clever by catching the fact that that guy was still around. I'm like,
it's not about whether you can beat him in combat. It's just being somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
To be fair, if Karma went on the hunt for him with having beaten Nagisa, he had no chance.
Well, maybe he'd be able to just outrun him enough to get the flag, and then.
Right.
Because Karma would have to leave his flag in order to get him.
If Nagisa took the fight away from the flag, then he could just go and grab it while that's going on. Yeah. I mean, not with the screaming, He's better trained than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nagisa-kun! 銃を置いて出てこいよ。こいつで決めようぜ。
やっぱりずるいよ。挑戦を無視して一方的に撃ったりしたら、赤チームのみんなには納得できない負け方になる。
I mean, assassination,
それを知った上で言ってるんだ。
Okay, sure.
クラスの意見を一つにまとめたいなら、彼の18番の近接戦を受けるしかない。
こんだけいろいろ人材がいりゃ、どんな難題もクリアできるかもしれねえ。
I mean, I want it to be a knife fight too. Let's see it. They look like chibis right there from that angle. You see it? Their heads are like.
Because nothing ever gets solved with a sniper rifle. It's sad, but it's true.
ここ教えて。喉乾いたんで早退します。
あんな風になれたらな。
Okay. Yeah, because you felt trapped a lot of your life, but he's so free.
だから彼が話しかけてくれた時は嬉しかったし、
Cool.
それからよくつるむようになった。
カルマってのはてめえか。よくも人の連れ、ボコってくれたな。
知らねえし、先に因縁つけてきたのはそいつだよ。
嘘つけ。こいつが言うによ。
And then, yeah.
聞こえない。なんつったの？もう一回言ってよ。
Oh my God.
勉強も喧嘩も勝てる強さがあるから上がれる舞台。彼が定額を食らう頃にはただのクラスメイトに戻っていた。
Okay.
Pointed different directions.
Yeah.
On different paths.
済む数少ない人間だった。でも今思えば、そんな渚くんと距離を置いたのはすでに当時からざわつく部分があったんだろう。
Oh, a part that you didn't understand naturally.
あれ？どこ座って？
Oh, the way he could just blend in.
Yeah.
Just disappear.
Uh-huh.
ここだよ、カルマくん。気づかなかった？
Oh, okay.
油断できない何かがあった。いつか寝首をかかれるかもしれない何かが。俺と違って正直でいいやつだから。
Right. No sense of aggression.
Right.
But Wow.
Even before like training or anything like that.
But that's I got it from my mama, you know? The desire to want to fight back, but he had to keep it pushed down.
Right.
This developed naturally. Well, because of the abuse from his mom, yeah.
Ooh,
oh, leg
okay.
work.
All right,
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
Oh,
awesome.
Karma's the better grappler. Oh. Jeez. Oh. And Karma noticed it. Yep, yep.
Right.
That's why he held back. So now he needs to go defensive here. Oh, let's go with the music.
Yeah.
Okay, and the animation. Oh, yep, grappling. Yep,
all right.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Ooh, nice.
Yep, yep.
Literally
You've got
dirty.
range. Oh,
that Koro-sensei face there.
Oh, disarmed.
Now, theoretically, he could take a knife off of you.
Oh, yep, yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
whoa.
Damn, okay, so he's fast.
Let's not even make this about a knife fight. Oh,
all right.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
He just takes it.
Yeah. That was something.
All right.
That was something.
All right.
The process. Yes.
Don't rush to the result.
Right, right. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's in some ways a reward for Nagisa being willing to come out of cover, you know?
Right.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, that was serious.
Nagisa's still got the other knife.
He's playing dead. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, he got the clap.
And that was close to his face, too.
Oh. Oh. What? Oh! Whoa! Oh! Okay. Yeah, he could choke him out here.
All right.
Whoa!
All right.
Whoa! So awesomely. That was brilliant.
Cool.
Beating him using his own techniques. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so he needs to get this arm underneath the shoulder here. Yep, underneath there. Oh! Is he gonna let him win? Oh! Oh, what a guy! Uncle. Oh. Oh, that was perfect!
Okay, cool.
And they all saw that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Nagisa has no idea. Feels good?
Okay.
Nagisa's exhausted. Are you sure?
なんでそんな悪口はスラスラ出てくんのかな、カルマ君は。てかさ、
いい加減俺ら呼び捨てでよくね。喧嘩の後でくんつける気がしないわ。
今さら呼び方変えるって
Not after like the school year and
そ
all
れも
that.
変な気がするけど。
Yeah.
じゃあ俺だけ呼ぶよ。それでいいの？
Oh.
渚。
All right.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
分かったよ。カルマ。
分裂も戦争も教育のうちか。
But even Karma was pulling his punches.
ただし助ける方法を探すにしても条件がある。
Right.
探す期限は今月いっぱいまでだ。
It's only
Okay.
half the
たとえ
time.
君たちが暗殺を休止しても、君ら以外にもこいつを殺そうとする勢力はたくさんいる。
Whale.
殺すのなら他の誰でもない。君らに殺して
I
ほしい
wanted to be you. Nice.
right.
Yes. Yes.
1月の結果がどうなろうと、2月から先を全力で暗殺に費やすと。生か
Okay.
すも殺すも全力でやると。
All right.
Nice. Perfect shot.
Perfect shot to end it. Okay.
Nice. Okay, well that was a really cool way to end the fight. They had
Yes.
multiple ways in which they were both giving the win to the other.
Right.
Like
In
like
a lot of-
Nagisa would have won if Karma didn't make this something where they had to have the whole fight happen in front of everyone.
yeah.
So it's about a stage basically, in that
Right.
everyone should agree on what we're gonna do here and have no fights after this. Let's end it all in the fight. So it's a one-on-one. But then also, Karma pulls his punches in the martial arts bit so that he actually has a chance. Like, Nagisa actually has a chance.
Oh.
Yeah, he said that. Nagisa said that to Karma at the end, and it was in the top subtitles. He's like,
Oh,
you were
gotcha.
pulling your punches, weren't you, Karma? And he's like, yeah, and he starts, like, choking him out. And he's like,
Okay.
of course I was. Like,
Gotcha. Nice.
basically saying he was beating up high schoolers and, like, you know, bigger, like, kids and stuff. A year ago.
Right.
So
Exactly.
like,
yeah.
he could kick Nagisa's ass if he wanted to with a
if
couple
anything,
punches.
once they dropped the rubber knives and things, that's when they were actually dealing with seriously dangerous stuff.
because
Because
they started grappling and everything, yeah.
yeah.
And even then, Karma still almost won, or would have won with the knife, but he rewarded the effort. That's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and
普
credit
通に
scene.
考えてみよ
Oh,
う。各国の首脳は本当に先生を殺すことしか考えてないのかな。殺す研究と並行で殺さないで済む研究も進めてるはずだ。
Sure.
それをみんなで探ってみないと。
Takabayashi! Yeah!
各国トップの科学機関が地球を
What's this
救うプロ
ominous
ジェクト
sound,
チーム
though?
を結成しているが、
Oh, who we're
当然
competing
情報は
against,
全て最高
basically.
機密
We're
研究
competing
内容を
against the
君らの
world,
知
you
るの
know?
至難だ。
プロジェクトのデータベースに潜入しましたオンラインでつながっている
Oh.
PC なら
Oh my god. Wow.
この1年いっぱい勉強しましたから
リツ
Wow.
最終サンプルは1月25日
Oh,
ISS
International Space
より
Station.
時間よって ISS って
Yeah.
国際宇宙ステーション。
They're gonna have to do a space assassination.
Well, the reason why is because there's samples left on the moon, probably. So they had to go and check
Oh.
that out.
万が一大爆発するような
You'd
研
want
究を
it
し
to
ていた
not
と
be
したら
on Earth.
宇宙空間の方が被害は小さい
Hence, yeah.
このデータを見ることができれば。
残念ながら君らは末端の暗殺者を突破に進めない。
Koro Sensei.
情報によっては最後まで情報は来ない。
君たちの望みはこうですね。宇宙から戻ったデータがアメリカに渡る前にちょっと覗き見させてほしいと。
Oh my god.
どうやった？
Yeah, this is gonna be
そこでで
crazy.
す。
What?
近々これが ISS に向けて打ち上げられる
No
のを知ってま
way.
すか？
Oh my god.
ロケット。
日本で開発中の実
Oh
証
no.
本来実験用のダミー人形を乗せるのですが、これに本物の人間が
That seems very, very dangerous.
まさか。 うちの先生やった。
Absolutely crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
暗殺教室
Out of season! Research project!
宇宙ステーションをハイジャックして実験データを盗んでみよう。
マジで
Wow. All right.
Oh my god.
All right.
Wow, that was hilarious. Yeah, I'm here for that.
Yep.
Please.
Yep.
Go to space and
Is this a trigger anime? Okay. Gonna save Koro Sensei.
Really good.
And apparently we're going to space.
We're gonna be going to space. Now, I don't think that they can just send everyone, because usually with when you send up things like that, you need to have the weight measurements for everything be exact.
Right.
So you can't just send 26 students.
Even if they did fit, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah. No, it definitely would not work.
Yeah, this could definitely be something where it's like, all right, take the top students.
Send Takabayashi.
Right.
Send Nagisa.
Nagisa, Karma, and I don't know. Just
there's
a few of them.
There's a couple of the students that are pretty good with sciences and stuff like that, or at the very least with regards to computers.
Right.
You couldn't send Ritsu, I think, because she's a bit heavier than the rest of the students.
Maybe
she's dummy thick, if you know what I mean.
Yes, but maybe they could get like a remote, thing, so that way they just like she's there helping them. Like that actually is a good point.
They wear Ritsu.
Yeah,
like on her phone or on some kind of like.
Yeah, they have the phone app, and then that way she can help them navigate through the space station. Because the going to space, right? Being in a space station and things like that. All the training for being in zero gravity and all that stuff aside, right?
Yep, all that.
There's the whole idea of just navigating the International Space Station and
it's not that big,
vehicle to get up to that. Well, no, more like the way it works and everything, right?
Of course.
And especially considering that, like, it was built a long-ass time ago, technological-wise and stuff. So, that's information that they'll need to have. And in this case, Ritsu is unbelievably helpful in securing that.
Right.
But, okay, so they get research from somewhere else and then see if there's any way that they can then use that to save Koro Sensei.
Right, and the basic thing that they're kind of studying is how his antimatter molecules, matter works, basically. So if they understand how that works, then they might be able to understand what parts of him they can maybe manipulate or induce some kind of change in him.
Because the big thing is that the people on Earth know how to remove them from Koro Sensei, but not while he's alive, right? And that's the issue.
Yeah, that is the issue.
So, like, that makes it a much more, in a lot of ways, that makes it much more doable, because then it's just, okay, the way to, like, the technology exists, I just need you to make it smaller, right? I need you to make it less invasive, things like that, so that the parts of Koro Sensei that keep him alive, his heart, his brain, all that stuff, still are kept intact.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is I feel like that it's something that we're making a little bit of an assumption that if we take it out, he dies, versus we can't take it out unless he's dead. There's a bit of a slight difference there.
Okay.
It's a thing of if they take it out, it kills him, is another way of interpreting that.
Right.
So let's say they actually do find the way to remove the stuff, but it's something that will kill him, and he won't be able to regenerate from that.
What I was thinking. Yeah,
what they would need is some kind of way to draw upon a lot of the weaknesses that they've maybe had thus far with regards to him, like the way he interacts with water, the way he interacts with a whole bunch of states, and force him into one of those states to where he might be, his composition might have changed enough to where they can remove something without it killing him. But he doesn't necessarily have all the same like organs or kind of just internal parts.
That's true. That's
like
true.
Some of the stuff is just different.
Right. If he has tentacles, if he's this different on the outside, who's to say the insides are like a regular human being?
Yeah, he has no bone structure necessarily, other than maybe a spinal cord.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
One of the things that I am kind of curious about, though, is that we don't know, and they would have to do research on this because they definitely wouldn't want to experiment with this. But I wonder, since we know that he has his ultimate defense form, is it possible that it could contain the antimatter explosion?
Yeah, but then he would be dead inside there.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
I thought about that, too.
Wait, and then Koro Sensei can still be with them and everything. No,
it would just be, all right, guys, I'm saying goodbye. And then it's just like, and you're just like...
And there's just nothing in there.
Yeah. And then you just wait a bit.
And then eventually, after the 24 hours, it goes away, and it's just...
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
That would be the most sickeningly sad ending for it, because it's just this thing of where, like, we don't even get to have him, like, hold us and hug us.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Like, we don't even get to be there. It's like, he's like,
I mean, he could be holding them before he goes into the ultimate defense form, and then it's like, all right, I need to go now. You know.
Yeah, the ultimate defense form is a good way for him to potentially spend as much time with them as possible.
Yes.
If he thinks that it can contain the explosion of all of his antimatter.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that when he does that, he kind of needs to have the rest of him blown away, right? Like,
right, yeah. The ultimate defense form is still a part of him, so would that also antimatter explode or whatever?
That's elsewhere, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I'm kind of curious about is, so, given the fact that they said that you have a month to do this, right?
Yes, they're giving them all of January.
Yeah, that gives us a deadline by which, if they haven't figured it out by then they have to go back to trying to kill him. Now, given that this is a coming-of-age story, I could see this being something where the month of January is basically their time to come to terms with the fact that he's going to die.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And that they do everything they can to try and save him, but it's still not enough. They can't figure it out, and Koro-sensei is going to die, right?
Right.
That is a way that they could do it, right? And it would be emotionally gripping, and it would, I can just imagine it would tear the students apart and everything, and it'd be really, really good.
Yeah, and they're basically doing their school group project for the end of the year.
Right, yeah, exactly. If they save Koro-sensei, there are a couple ways that they could go about doing it.
Yeah.
They could save Koro-sensei by, it boils down to, in my mind, of whether it's something that is previously established that is then going to be cleverly used or whatever, or is it going to be like, we found this research, everything turns back positive or whatever, this is the magic MacGuffin that we will use, someone else figured it out, you don't need to go into the details of how it works, but this is how, we have something, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, and yet at the same time, I don't know how they would actually.
Well, remember, they've all taken plenty of notes, specifically Nagisa, on the things that make Koro-sensei who he is.
Sure.
But those kinds of things don't have any direct ties to the antimatter necessarily. But there is a possibility that because he is so alien in terms of the way he functions, that not even these research project groups have the capacity to seriously study him. But if Koro-sensei basically trusted, and this is the part I think would be really cool, trusted the students enough, what he could do is he could let some of them actually needle and, get into him and, study him.
Yeah, that would be...
where they could kill him at any moment, But
talk about extra trauma.
Save him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they actually get the best opportunity to research this because they're not doing it off of secondhand, data from the moon explosion.
They have the actual test subject right there in front of them, yeah.
And there's things that the other teams just don't get because they don't have Koro-sensei. Now, Shiro is most definitely working with some of them.
Yeah, so it's probably that they have all the info from Shiro's experiments that he did way back when.
Right, but they might not have live data.
Right, exactly.
So,
and that means that it's a lot of theorizing and math and things like that, but no actual practical let's test something out. Theoretically, they could try and do something where it's Koro-sensei, we've shot off your tentacles before and you regenerate and all that stuff. We're going to shoot off one of your tentacles and then see if we can remove it from that tentacle, and then what does it do to the tentacle, right?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, and that's why Shiro probably keeps making tentacle experiments, is because some of them are not being used to go and try and kill Koro-sensei. Some of them are probably being used to test to see what kind of weaknesses Koro-sensei would have.
I feel like if/when they end up going into the details of how this would end up working, I feel like it's going to come down to Koro-sensei's heart, right? Because it's poetic. His heart has been his weakness this whole time with his kids, but it's also been specifically brought up that, yes, his heart is the way to kill him because his tentacles and things can regenerate, but his heart doesn't. And if there was going to be something where removing the stuff kills him, I'm guessing... that if they wanted to get into the mechanics and the process of it, it's that we can do it with his tentacles just fine, no problem.
Fine, yeah.
But when it gets to things like his heart that can't regenerate, that's where it's tricky.
Oh, then that's the solution. They need to do a heart transplant.
Oh!
That's the thing, and it's going to break our hearts. But they're going to have to do a heart transplant. It's going to literally be heart surgery.
Oh my god.
Dude,
that would be...
You got it. Like, that's it. Because if the heart is the part that can't regenerate, then it needs to be removed from the parts that can.
Right.
Then it's not a question of whether or not will we ever be able to have Koro-sensei back again, but will we be able to then attach back regenerative parts to the heart enough to where we can stimulate its growth, and then a little baby Koro-sensei slowly grows out of the heart, you know?
I didn't think that. I wasn't thinking that at all. Yeah, I was just thinking like...
You were thinking putting the heart in someone?
No. Putting someone's heart into Koro-sensei. Go onto the heart donor list and be like, okay, do we know if there's any way that a regular human heart,
no way.
could possibly be compatible with whatever Koro-sensei is?
I was thinking remove so that this can blow up.
Oh. Yeah, that could work, but I think the problem is that the heart would also blow up.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's what they would have to. That's what they would have to experiment on. In some ways, this is the part that would be really disturbing. Is that they have to kill Koro-sensei this way. Is that they have to remove his heart, have it kill him,
right? Because
then extract all the stuff.
Which, by the way, because so one of the things that was sort of with how this episode was going is that this episode started to address the issue of the contradiction inherent in what the show's about, right?
Yep.
The assassination classroom, but we know they don't actually want to assassinate Koro-sensei.
Exactly.
Like, Koro-sensei doesn't actually want to blow up the earth, right? All of that stuff.
Right.
So why is all of this stuff happening? And when it came right down to it, some of the reasonings for why the students were still deciding that they wanted to kill Koro-sensei, they weren't really thinking about it that much in depth as far as like, do we want Koro-sensei to be dead?
No.
It's more of the we
need
want
to save.
Yeah,
people.
we need to save people. Right, exactly. If this
Yeah.
is the way that it has to be, which Koro-sensei has kind of been telling them as a way to probably make it easier for them.
Yep. We want to then go right towards that.
We want to go right towards that, right? And
Yep.
and we've been working so hard. We want to see the fruits of our labor end up getting accomplished, right? Because Koro-sensei, theoretically, he could always just, Mach 20 go off into space, a month before he's going to blow up, and then just,
It's the cat that disappears because they know
it's
they're
about to
die.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So,
But they paralleled that a bit with Karma and Nagisa, in that they both had multiple moments where they could have killed the other,
Right.
in the game.
But they didn't.
But they didn't because the other person knew that there was something that meant more to the other and to the class as a whole than just who won, and that is the heart of the matter.
Yep.
And thus, Nagisa let, Karma bait him into a knife martial arts fight. And then Karma let Nagisa win, basically, the choking out bit because he had a knife. And he's like, nope, that wouldn't be right.
Yeah. And
so good.
This could be a way, if they do the whole whatever kind of like heart stuff thing, whatever it is, whether transplant or who knows.
Totally.
That could be a way that they still kill Koro-sensei without having Koro-sensei be dead, right?
Yeah.
The way that they can still hold to the assassination classroom and not necessarily have Koro-sensei be gone. Now, I think it makes sense for Koro-sensei to, at the end of the story, not be here, right? Because coming of age, right?
Yep.
They knew this would
need to move
happen.
on.
Yeah, it's the fully accepting and coming to grips and dealing with that death, right?
And then they can pass on what they've learned.
Exactly, because whether you're talking about the death of Koro-sensei or just them growing up is a death of sorts, right? It's the death of the child, right?
Yeah.
So it fits for that to happen, but at the same time, I do want Koro-sensei to be saved. So
and one of the things that was really cool, little throwaway line here, because Koro-sensei was giving a lot of that kind of monologue side commentary regarding the whole fight, and that's a classic thing when you have the one-on-one fight. We can't have 20 minutes of animation on just the fight. That would be really cool, but let's be real, we're
not trying to assassinate the animators.
Exactly. So Koro-sensei has a moment where he says, sometimes the heat of conflict is the best place to forge the bonds of friendship. And what has this whole show been? It's been this kind of pseudo-conflict between Koro-sensei and the kids where they're trying to find ways to assassinate him, but along the way...
Right.
It's
the
things we found, the friends.
Right.
Along the way,
I was going to say the friends, and I'm like, well, it's more of like a pseudo-parent relationship,
But, I mean, I'm not talking about just between Koro-sensei and the kids. I'm talking about the kids between each other.
Yes, that is
and
very
it was
true.
when Karma said that thing of, I'm never gonna find a place like this again.
Yeah.
That was the moment where I was just like, okay. I keep forgetting how much I loved Karma's backstory. It's like so much, and because we don't get that much really that's Karma specific focus.
Right. It goes into the serious stuff every once in a while, but it very much balances the serious backstory with the levity, and a lot of the serious backstory was in season 1, not this season.
Yeah, because we needed to get introduced to everybody so we could care about their goofy moments a little bit more.
Right.
But Karma being the one who realizes that Koro Sensei kind of made this place, but I almost felt like there was something being set up there where Karma realized how much he would need to steward a place like this.
Oh,
and I want to make a bold prediction. Go
for it. I think I know what you're gonna say, but yeah.
Either Nagisa or Karma will become teachers.
Yep.
One of those
two. I think so.
And I want it to be Karma. I want it to be Karma specifically because he's the one who had such a negative thing against teachers.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was foreshadowed even back in Karma's backstory, like episode 3 or whatever it was. I don't remember which episode it was in season 1, but there was an aspect about learning, and the best way to learn something or show that you've learned something is when you can then teach it. So I'll have to go back and double check to see if that's right. But Nagisa, I think, would fit really well. But the idea that Karma saw the value in the place.
Right. It's poetic for Karma. Like he straight up could call himself Great Teacher Oni Karma, and I would buy it completely.
I'd watch that show.
Because it's the person who felt the pain the most and saw the grievances made that would most care about fixing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah. But this was just a really sweet moment because what they seemed to be setting up was that this was going to be all Nagisa's big win-win-win, and then the twist of it was not that Nagisa didn't win.
Right.
But it was the how. We end up bringing this to the assassination stage, and we realize that,
it's
Karma,
power of friendship.
Right, totally. But Karma is not the pure assassin. Nagisa is. Karma loves the process. He loves basically defeating the person so utterly that then once they're defeated, he then assassinates them.
Right.
He basically breaks them to where if there's any theoretical way that they could have any chance of fighting back later.
Feels very Alucard.
It does. Who are you going to send to stop me? What's his name? Michael McDoesn't exist.
Yeah, I just ripped off your effing legs.
And Karma is the epitome of the rule of cool badass here.
Yes.
But having him in some way set the stage, to call back to their little thing where Nagisa felt like he couldn't go on the stage with Karma here, to set up the stage not only for Nagisa to take the win, but to take the win in this way. I feel like Karma was big-braining this from the get-go.
Okay.
He's basically saying, Nagisa, I want to give you the opportunity to win in a way that you always wanted to. Back then. And I'm almost calling on the idea that I understand you a lot more than anyone else because we were friends for that first half of the previous school year.
Because one of the things, when Karma stepped out, right?
Yeah.
Usually in these kinds of situations, whenever I see them in stories where the protagonist has the way to easily do the thing or whatever.
And solve the whole
problem, but they don't, right? And that's why, sadly, snipers aren't used to resolve main conflicts because it's too easy, right? If it actually works well.
Yeah, only the bad guys use snipers.
The underhanded tactics.
Yeah.
Like some assassin that stays in the dark.
And literally the instance
hidden,
where it would make sense to do that.
Where there are a bunch of assassins.
Yeah, I was very worried as well. I was like, oh no, they could undercut this whole thing with this scene. And they almost did.
Right. And what I was expecting them to do is that usually the best way to make it be sold is that it's because of a flaw on behalf of the main character. Their ego, right? Their pride, whatever, right? The person challenges
courage.
Them. Like, you're not man enough to face me on your own, right? And in
What's
this
the matter,
situation,
McFly? Chicken!
right, exactly. Yeah. And in this situation, it was something where it was also played up as the, hey, this is also to win over the class, so let's fully win over the class. But really, this is a classroom of assassins.
Yep.
Karma, you were just being a dumbass by standing out in the middle of it, right in the open. Right. We thought. But
Yeah.
but if it was something where there was also maybe, and it said it was anything but this, so I'm not saying that it has to be this, but my own little headcanon, if there is potentially a bit of possible ego or whatever of wanting to see what would have happened, could we actually, who would win if we fought, hand-to-hand combat?
Okay, because that's not what I was implying.
Oh, okay.
No. What I was implying was that he was saying, Nagisa, I know every time that I fought in front of you and stuff, you basically saw someone who could do things that you basically just weren't given. You didn't have the ability to do. And you looked up to me. So I'm going to invite you onto this stage. And
fight me as an equal.
Fight me as an equal, yeah. Now, you can just kill me right now, but I also know that you're thinking about this from the class's perspective, so this is going to be the thing that forces you to say yes, where you have the total tactical advantage right now.
Right.
So, 1 point potentially against Nagisa for doing this here, by stepping out and having this fight happen at all. But when we get the backstory, which is after this scene, so as a way to kind of provide that context of like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah, why does it matter that these two specifically are about to throw down?
Karma absolutely knew that Nagisa looked up to him.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yet there was this aspect of Karma that saw something in Nagisa where he was like, I don't get it. And it's been perfectly set up because of the stuff that happened with his mom that Nagisa would be the one who'd have this mask where he would have this very, very hot, burning desire to fight back in some way.
But conceal it behind a shroud.
But have to conceal it so that his mother wouldn't abuse him.
Right.
So when he would have those moments of like near invisibility or near...
right, just like, so non-threatening that you don't even realize that they're there.
It's an unsettling aspect for someone who's so in tune intuitively with his environment, like Karma.
Yeah,
Karma's like, I want to have him have the opportunity to unleash that upon me. So I'm going to use the dirtiest tactics I can, potentially, to pull that out here, and I want to give him a fair shot. But when it comes right down to it, and he punches him, he gives is that all you've got? Like saying, no, I'm kind of disappointed here. I was expecting the full like assassin snake and everything here. So he ends up pulling his punches, doesn't basically beat him there.
Yeah.
And then he does I've left him there. And instead of pulling out Nagisa's knife and stabbing him with it,
because there was a part
he
of
goes
me
back to grab his knife to basically be like, I want to give him another shot. Let's see if he can do this.
Yeah, because that, like, the whole idea of, like, Nagisa also having a knife there, it's like, okay, great, awesome. Karma did see that. Once you get into grappling, yes, you could probably keep it far away from Karma if you wanted to by just sticking your leg out or something.
Yeah.
But theoretically, Karma could get that knife, and that would be very bad.
Yeah.
Like,
all he would have to do is, this is just a bit, ridiculous here, but he basically knee on his back, keeping him pinned there, and have, one hand basically that's the opposite away from the knife free, so he can't reach around and grab it. Have the other hand pin the wrist down, grab the knife out, it's fine, boom, done. Nagisa could do nothing to stop that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I was actually thinking that when they got into the grappling, it wouldn't so much be about who could pin or throw the other person or like chokeholds and all that, but then it would be like, oh shit, we're both reaching for the knife, and Nagisa would need to be like keeping his leg away and all that stuff because like Karma's also bigger than him, so his reach is better, right? So he would have an easier time from just being able to reach it from that regard of getting to the knife than Nagisa would, even though Nagisa, it's his leg, so he could, pull his leg up to grab it when he needs it or whatever.
Totally. But Nagisa had zero chance to win unless he took that shot in the beginning. So I feel like this is basically a whole thing where Karma's like, no, I want to have him get these opportunities to actually fight me in a way that's going to, make him feel like he earned this, like he won this in front of everyone. But even still, he had no way of knowing when the snake would, reveal itself. And Kodo-sensei said he loves the process. So Karma is getting excited about the idea of, I can't tell when it's coming. I don't know when it's going to happen.
Okay.
The knife is here. I can see it. he could see the snake. He's like, all of it is coming in this knife attack. I overfocused. There's actually no bloodlust there. What happened?
Yeah, the part where Nagisa ended up going for the stab and then just tossed the knife. Like, that was so cool.
That was so awesome.
Like, because the thing is it's a it's an extension of things that we've seen Nagisa do before, but it's different enough that it's not just same old, right? Because the whole thing of the clap stunner, awesome. Yeah, love it, right?
Yep.
But we've seen him do that before. Karma's seen him do that before.
Yep.
He will expect that, right? But the idea of when you only have the one weapon,
right,
tossing it as a feint to get in behind them because, they're trained assassins. Their hands are just as deadly as any blade, right? You know, gets him in a chokehold, there you go, right? Basically done. If Karma hadn't been just that bit close enough, right? If the knife had been like 3 inches farther away, Karma would have lost. Like, lost without needing to, like, throw away the knife.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. Also, the fact that we got to see a Kodo Sensei face on Karma as he runs in, it was hilarious and terrifying, but also there's some nice poetry to it.
Yeah.
He's taken after his, not dad. But, yeah.
I loved, though, that you could feel Nagisa's desperation when he was pinning Karma with the chokehold and everything.
Oh, and Karma starts to tap out and he doesn't stop.
Yeah. And then he says this. He says, now he's trying to beat me on terms I'll accept.
Right.
Yeah. And yet, even while doing this, he's like, that's right. Yep. I am going to lose. And then he panics and, I actually found the knife. Oh, it is there. And everyone else is like, oh, wow, it was really close. And he actually does try to bring it, like, up towards him there, but he
sees how desperately Nagisa's choking him out. Yeah.
To try and win here. Yep. And he just goes, oh, well.
Well, that's that.
Me fight? I think I'd be too scared to ever do that. I mean, I guess if my life depended on it.
Almost like his life does depend on it here because Kodo Sensei's taught them so much. It's like, I don't know if we'll be able to. I don't know how we'll go on without Kodo Sensei. We need to save him.
Yeah.
We need to save him. So, yeah.
Yeah. I just love that it came down to that in the process he basically finally understood Nagisa. He understood, one, his bloodlust, saw it like right there, like perfectly.
Felt it coming for him and everything, yeah.
And understood what it means to be a genius assassin, like him there, and seeing how he completely fell for the knife trick.
Let this also be a lesson to all of the kids here. Use the fucking sniper if you're in a situation and it's not a classroom setting, right? Never, ever, ever do that.
No, never.
Yeah, that's fine. If people will call it underhanded, that's cool. You're an assassin. You got your target. That's the important thing. Nothing else matters.
Yeah. You know what this knife fight needs? A little bit of gun.
Right.
But man, y'all, fantastic episode. Looking forward to the stuff they have set up for the next kind of heist here or something.
Yeah. So that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info is in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see it there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.